as to what my artworks were meant to express, but in particular to who. It was the youth and the young children that responded the most to the artworks. Not yet. That responded the most to the artworks. They understood it without me even having to explain it. They didn't need an artist statement. They didn't need a detailed project description. They just got it. So now we can play the video. From the beginning. Can we rewind to the beginning actually, because I would prefer that we hear everything.
تعباله كتير عشان يدخل من جوا الجدار ويطلع ويمشي عادي يعني زي ما بدك
تخليك تريد تطير؟ So when they
زلمة يعني بكى من نفسه إنه يعني هيك موقف بده ينط وتعباله كتير حتى لو في جدار إنه لازم إنه يتخطى هاي الصعوبات وما في إشي مستحيل. بالضبط. كتير حلو رائع. تعباله كتير عشان يدخل من جوا الجدار ويطلع ويمشي عادي يعني زي ما بدك.
تخليك تريد تطير؟ تخيل نفسك أنت هو هذا الولد؟
أنا متخيل.
يا ريت.
يا ريت. كلنا يا ريت.
خل حالك عباس بالفرناس.
So when I titled my talk The Long Way Home, it implies a sense of identity or belonging that may or may not be. Over time, I realized that home is a place that I'll never really know in its heavy and detailed theory. It may have started in Baghdad, but I also feel Palestinian, and I also feel Tunisian, and I feel Egyptian, and I feel Kuwaiti now that I'm here. I feel... I relate to the places that I'm in. Rather, home is a place that breeds a sense of security and safety, but most importantly, hope. For the non-Arabic readers, that says, "Tafailu bikhair tajidu," which means put your hope, put your faith and positivity, and that you shall receive. Home is a place where we are right now, and it is where we will be. It's the future that I feel personally that the youth hold in their hands, but they're not yet aware of it. To make artwork that speaks to the youth reminds me that without hope, we're not free. And without imagination, we're imprisoned in a very bleak reality. War, occupation, and displacement are very real traumas that our people have endured and continue to endure. But the youth and their imagination never lets them go. Home is the place that I feel where imagination can survive. So, the Flight series is very much about simplifying life. If a child can grasp the idea behind it, my job is done. I think at this point in my life, I've realized that our culture is our children. Their imagination is what will keep our hope alive. And I said this and I believed it before I had my own child, who's only 6 months old, but it's almost confirmed now. And with this last piece of work that I want to show you, it's called Romana. I also created it using photographs by my sister Tamara Abdul Hadi that she took in Palestine, Lebanon, Egypt, and Iraq. I attempted to reimagine, still reimagining things as an artist. It's kind of the best part of creating images. The same world of occupation and war that we see all around us from the perspective of a child. To them, a romana is a romana, although at times it can mean something else. And I remember finding out about, the chants that little kids were singing in Iraq. خذ رمانة بألف ونص, and they're basically referencing a grenade salesman. So these kinds of things, they stay with me. This is from the Arab Winter Exhibition, and I had to give a shout out to the Arab Winter family, who are all here. Kareem Jabari, El Seed, Narsi, Maktub Productions. So on both a personal level and on a global level, healing from the shocks that we have endured. I'll leave this on for you so you can take a look at it. It's necessary to breed the change that we seek. So in reality, my truest culture shock was realizing that I was losing hope in my own people until I was humbly reminded of the youth. So to come full circle, a couple of years ago, I was asked by Regine, the founder of Sada, who I hope you got a chance to go to her talk. Unfortunately, I was still in Montreal, but she's an amazing person who's doing amazing things. So she founded Sada, and at the same time, one of the first pilot projects was taking, I'm not going to read it, you can read it, but a group of youth in Baghdad to be taught by an artist teacher via long-distance training. I think that to me is revolutionary in terms of how technology is bringing us together, because over my whole experience with Iraq and trying to get information, they didn't have internet for the longest time. And even with the internet, it was always bad connections. And so slowly things are getting better. And I was able to sit in my living room in Montreal at 5 in the morning, because time difference, and I was able to have a life-changing interaction with these inspiring and visionary youth in Baghdad via Skype over the course of a month. And it was a group of youth and others like them, in particular those ones who are, in my opinion, Baghdad is one of the hardest places to work as an artist, because half the time, more than half the time, they don't even have electricity. So it helped me refine the hope that I thought I had lost. For what's future without hope?